Welcome back into the drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We are joined by the brand new head coach of the Wake Forest Demon Deacons here at ACC Kickoff, Jake Dickert. Coach, we were just talking with Damon Claiborne. In modern college football, new coach, guy posts the fastest GPS time in the country. For a lot of programs, that screams transfer portal. What was the pitch? We heard it from his side. How'd you get him to stay?
Well, I think the biggest thing, I'm very thankful for Demond, to put a stake in the ground and be one of the first players on our team to say, I believe in change. I believe in the new era. But more importantly, this place is great for me. I give Coach Clausen a lot of credit. They put an amazing support system around him. He has like 2 families in Wake Forest that he has dinner with weekly. But at the end of the day, he was my first meeting after my press conference, and we didn't talk a single thing about football. I wanted to get to know him. I wanted to let him know that I'm here for him and that I can create value for him in his life in multiple different ways, not just by handing him the football. And I think that resonated with him. And he's on a journey. He's still 21 years old. It's just been an amazing story. I appreciate his work ethic, his leadership, and man, to have a bell cow like that in your backfield to take the stress off of a young quarterback situation has been really, really important. So really no pitch, just letting them get to know me and our program and a little bit about our vision of what we want to be.
Now, I mean, that right there, pretty good pitch, right? Very football coach. Like, have you always spoken like that? Like when you're playing Monopoly, are you talking about like looking across the table and taking the will out of your opponent's eyes? Is that just who you are?
Well, I'll tell you this. My boys are 10-8, and anything we play, I do not let them win.
Nice.
Right? You have to appreciate the art of losing before you win.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just an ultimate competitor, and I think that's what Demond is. I think that's what the players that stayed. We walked into that meeting room for the first time, and these guys were just like, "Let's go!" Like they want to win, right? They want to win. But I tell the guys, it isn't what you want to do; it's what you're willing to sacrifice. And I think our guys have embraced that process. We call that process built in the dark. There's people that have no idea what our team is capable. They look on the sheet, they see the stats, they see 43 new players, they see where they came from. But we added 17,000 career snaps of experience in the portal. So just really excited to our guys to embrace that process, but really understand that, the flashy things in life you can get lost in. So if we believe in that daily process, that grind, and handle the adversity the right way of the season, we can create tremendous amount of success for ourselves.
Jake Dickert, Wake Forest head football coach, joining us here at ACC Kickoff. 8-4 last year at Washington State. A whole bunch of bowls out there with the Cougars as well. Built in the dark, transfers. When we shine the light on it, who's going to be taking that first snap at quarterback in that backfield with Demond Claiborne? Obviously, Ashford, Purdy, and whoever else the head coach wants to throw into that competition. What are we looking at?
Well, I know this. That is the million-dollar question. And I think it's really important. The biggest thing I'm looking for is not a guy that just leads 10 guys in the huddle, but has the other 105 guys on our roster committed to them. And there's an art to that. And that happens in things I don't see. But we're very open to playing multiple guys. Robbie Ashford and Deshaun Purdy have 2 very different skill sets. Robbie is one of the best athletes at the quarterback position that I've ever seen. And I've seen Josh Allen, I've seen Cam Ward, I've seen John Mateer. He's really, really unique in that way. And Deshaun Purdy just turned 19. He's got one of the biggest arms, I believe, in the country. And he's transitioned from a thrower to a quarterback this offseason. So the other guy is young Steele Pizzella. We brought him with us as a recruit, signed from California, and he's been tremendous. And, so we're open to playing multiple guys. So when you look at our offense, you're going to have to really decipher, 2 different styles.
You threw 3 names out there: Josh Allen, Cam Ward, John Mateer, guys you've worked with, been around at other spots. Assuming there is, and I played quarterback in college, so I'll there's part of it that's just given, right? You just have it, but then there is the development part of it. Like what can you take from your experiences with those guys and pass it along to the 3 that you just brought up?
All 3 of those guys had 0 stars to their name. They all 3 have amazing stories, and they're very unique in their own right. One of the biggest things I tell our quarterbacks you need to understand is on game day, you're the greatest decision maker for Wake Forest football, not me, right? So you have the keys to the car. I support and back them. Mistakes are part of that process, but when, you're built in the dark and you put in that work behind the scenes, that's how you gain that trust of your team and teammates when you're out there. So those are the things that I talk about. You need to be you, right? Don't try to be Cam Ward, right? Don't try to be anybody you're not. And I've really appreciated those guys and their process and how they want to attack it. But I remember seeing John Mateer as a freshman. When camp was over for the day, 10 p.m., I'm going home. He's out in the field with no lights on going through the script. That's what leads to success. Nobody sees that. Nobody talks about that. But that's how you grow and develop. And I think these guys have really accepted that responsibility.
Now, I'm going to give you a little insight into uh, I guess what your reputation is, because obviously Washington State came with, Kyle Williams is the stud, and the Cam Ward. We kind of knew of the offense, and your defense grabbed all these turnovers. The football was there, but then I also went, was that the guy that was calling out the NIL, the Oregon State discrepancy? Like, because we talked about those comments on the air nationally. Look it up. It was. You were very open about how maybe Washington State's NIL support wasn't where it needed to be to compete with some of your conference rivals at Wake Forest with hopefully the same candor. How does the NIL stand up and the support as far as being able to compete against the teams you want to compete against?
Well, I know this. I'm proud of the fact that we went through some of the most adversity any team's ever been through in the history of college football at Washington State. I'm proud of those people. I know how the changes impacted that university and that community. And it was just the right opportunity here at Wake. And we're here because of the people, the alignment, the investment, and just understanding that we're going to be to the max of the cap. We're going to do everything that we continually do to build our football program. But it isn't about transaction. It's still about transforming young people into the best versions of themselves. And I believe that'll always be our edge at Wake. A little intellectual intensity.
There you go. That's that coach talk I'm talking about.
You got to have it.
That's what you're talking to an 8-year-old at Monopoly. We need intellectual intensity.
Let's go get it. And some people talk about Wake and they talk about all the obstacles. I'm just excited about opportunity. We're here because the ACC isn't a slotted league. You find, develop, recruit, execute on game day. You can find yourself in the ACC championship just like SMU did. So that's an exciting piece of the puzzle, and that's why we're here.
Last one for Coach Dickert, Wake Forest head coach. We briefly talked about this off air, but my producer Dennis is actually out at Panthers training camp right now, checking out one of your guys, Shaw Smith-Wade. 5th round pick a season ago. There's some opportunity on that depth chart for him. What do you expect from Smith-Wade this year in the league?
Oh, it's such a great story. I recruited him when I was at Wyoming from Simeon High School in Chicago. Ended up committing to us at Washington State. I always tell this story. For the first 2 years, and he'll say this, he did everything wrong, right? He made a decision to change his life. All A's, team captain, performance changed. The versatility is through the roof. He's one of the smartest players I've ever been around, and he loves this game. I mean it. I'm so proud of Shaw on where he started to where he is. I think he's going to make Panther fans really, really happy and be a really great mid-round pick.
Jake, we appreciate it. And good luck this season as you get things started with the Demon Deacons.
I appreciate it, guys. Go Deeks.